Hello, Flimsy Lunch Tray here with a video of operations for you of defensive Naval Station Newport and the Tier 6 Ranger Tech Tree Carrier. So this was actually a really good battle and I want to highlight it here for you today. So, and starting off here, I guess I'll just kind of be talking more about my CV play here. So right now what I'm doing is I'm moving the ship up. And I always launch my planes and then I'll go to my map and move my CV further up closer to this island I'm about to fly over. So this is, let's see, how do I want to put it? It's a good battle. It actually goes well. But I'm not doing it in a division with any clanmates or teammates, which this particular one is a very difficult one. So I actually played, this was my third battle in defensive Naval Station Newport, and it was of the three, this was the first one I won. So lining up, trying to get a really good drop here. We get a really good drop. And that's what's really rewarding is if you're able to line up the drop with the dive bombers, it can be very rewarding. And the fact that not just once, but twice, we've lined up two fantastic drops and already over 25,000 damage. That's really good when it comes to Ranger, and starting off with this first wave here. So you have 3 waves that will happen in this battle. Well, not 3. The first wave will come in either the center channel lane, the one to the farther to the right, or the one farther to the left. So first they drop off this way. And so basically what I do, my strategy is I will use dive bombers first, and then usually by the time, if I'm able to get rocket planes out, the last cruiser is about to die, or close to, it depends. And with him being now dead, I already have rocket planes out, and now my goal is to go harass some destroyers or cruisers with these rocket planes. And because that they are the fastest of the 3 air squadrons, it means I'm going to get over here relatively fast and using the engine boost when it comes off cooldown to get closer, but also to help provide some scouting. But the enemy ships of the second wave are rather far out for my team, except for this destroyer here that's pretty close. He actually has a pretty good game if my memory serves correctly. This was like probably 2 weeks ago this battle occurred, so memory is not super fresh. But as you can see there, I kind of dropped early because I knew that there had to be a destroyer somewhere in there. And unfortunately, we only got one rocket hit. And then this one's also going to be, yeah, really overshot that one. But maybe we'll drop fighter planes to see if we can keep them detected and lit, so then I can catch them on the return salvo. But my fighter squadron isn't going to last very long. So slowing down the brakes, make sure to line up and try to get a good lineup here. And again, we don't do too well. So ideally, you can do more like 1 to maybe 3,000 per rocket strike with 2 planes. Yeah, I think that one was a better one. Yeah, it looked like that was over 1,000 or close to 2,000. So now we're going to take off with the dive bombers as they close in, hoping to. My goal is I'll probably just fly over the destroyers, if my memory serves me correctly, and more go towards one of the 2 battleships or the cruiser. But when I'm flying over, of course, this first destroyer here is firing. So he's being detected on his own. But we're going to kind of maneuver, swing back and forth, hopefully avoid most of this flak. And I was going to go for that battleship, but he just gets deleted by the Fubuki on our team. So it causes me to try to line up on the fly, which isn't the best. It's better to come in more directly at an angle. As you can kind of see, I try to swing it over. But I got 2 incapacitations, set on fire, and 1 penetration. But I think he actually damage repaired that fire. So now I'm going to be able to more properly line up and dropping on the Ishizuki here. So focusing on that superstructure, we get 2 fires set. I'm not sure if he's already used his damage repair. So previously in the past, I don't know how long ago, it's before I started playing in the fall of 2019, but there used to be more of a longer intervals of time between these strike waves. So you can see the second wave, you know, we've not finished the second wave off yet, but the third wave has already appeared, right? So it makes it more difficult. So now that this wave is closer, I take my torpedo planes out since they're the slowest of the 3 air squadrons. I'm looking at where my CV is positioned. And the goal is to drop torpedoes on the Ishizuki, because those 2 fires are still burning. And you can see my damage counter is still going up. And there was no need to. So now we'll see if we can't get the cruiser here. Because he's... Nope. Don't you hate it when you're flying in with your squadron and about to drop torpedoes, rockets, dive bombs, and you know, not 1 but 2 ships just get deleted before you can do anything about it. So now we're flying this way. I actually moved my CV to go back a little further because there's really not anyone in the left side of the port to help defend. But we're going to go for a drop here on the Nuremberg. Try to lead give enough time. We'll see how well that actually does. Yeah, 1. The second one was kind of spread out a little farther than what not very tight drop. But we've caused him to turn off course, which can be frustrating if you have destroyer players that are trying to do torpedo drops and you torpedo drop with your plane. They will probably be salty with you. So let's see, next here we're going to take the rocket planes. One of the things I think that is important, what tends to happen, is that the enemy destroyers make it through that boundary. So I try to do what I can to help slow them down, do damage, as I'm trying to get a little bit more of a side on him here. Yeah, that was an okay drop. So he's down. And we still have 2 more destroyers here. Trying to focus on the lead one. It's fun. It's funky how that replay shows how you drop after behind. So I'm keeping my eye on him because he could easily sneak through without our team being able to pay attention. But let's see if I can get this last rocket drop here, and then I believe I'll switch to dive bombers to deal with that cruiser coming up on the outside. Yeah, that's what we've done. So yeah, so we're gonna fly back out here. I'm kind of just looking all around on my map. I'm not sure if I was repositioning my CV. So we've taken out that destroyer, and now we've got 2 really close. So now the goal is to try to get a good drop lined up on him. But we know how that goes, and now this guy's getting super close. I was hoping they'd kind of let me deal with that guy. Now my goal here was at least to get an incapacitation, right? And knock out his engine so he wouldn't be able to go through. So it's kind of funny now. I've had 4 ships have tried to attack and they all just get blown up in front of me. So it's the power of choosing a target and your team just killing him. So now we have the Baltimore, which is a bot. You can see he's entered the map on the far eastern edge. And there'll be 2 cruisers that will focus him, that end up like chasing him. So it's your job is to help support him. But for myself right now, I'm flying out here. What actually works out better, so originally, of course, I wasn't planning to use dive bombers out here, is have torpedo bombers. And what I do is I focus on dropping torpedoes on the Izumo, because his damage, if I'm good enough, and again with most of all my drops, I can get his health pool down to, let's say, maybe close to half. But now my goal is to just set him on fire, force him to use his damage repair. Maybe we can get him set on fire with this drop. We'll have to see. But his AA is a bit better on the Zumos, so that means our planes are going to do too well surviving against him. So I try to drop that off a little early, so then I can get the full benefit of all 3 bombs. All right, so now since they're so far away, I'm actually going to take my rocket planes out. So one of the things you need to realize and understand as a CV player is your positioning of where, not just specifically, well, one of them, especially in randoms and co-op and ranked and whatever, as your position in relation to the enemy push, but also trying to position yourself in a good place. So I've put my CV behind the island there for right now, so I don't have to worry about getting focused as the cruisers and battleships get closer, versus sitting up the front of the island like I was beforehand. So my team doesn't have to worry about me surviving, because it's like at this point usually you always have destroyers and cruisers break that outer perimeter, which you see is now disappeared because we did our job in defending it long enough. So I'm just trying to help out. And I was really hoping to get the kill there. Trying to help keep that Baltimore safe. And we've got 4 planes, now 3. So I'm going to use this next wave on this guy. I got a good chunk out of him there. And then we're going to go with, looks like fighter, or dive bombers. I was going to say fighter planes. That doesn't make sense. So after those 3 waves, you kind of got that mini wave of the 2 cruisers chasing the Baltimore, which can happen there or the bottom central part of your map to the left of that big island. So mini wave, and then you so let's say the 4th wave is the mini wave is the 4th wave, and then you get the main push being all ships in all 3 of these different directions. Or this is that 4th wave, yeah, all ships and directions. So we did what I wanted to do there. I want to incapacitate him, but I think he hadn't used his repair consumable yet, as he's still going full charge. I was going to make sure to keep him off and away, because the closer he gets, the more deadly he becomes with his torpedoes, of course. And now he's slammed on the brakes a little bit, and we get a good hit there. And now we're going to take torpedo planes up. And my goal is, I believe, I'm going to go to the left flank here. We'll have to see. What's nice about having those forts at the exterior parts on the outer rim is that the ships are focused on them, and so they're not focusing you as much. Oh yeah, we're going for the Izumo. That's right. So I popped the engine boost cooldown consumable. Because the Izumo, he's lost, let's see, looks like about maybe a quarter of his health, a little over. But I want to slow him down just to kind of help my team out in dealing with that cruiser pushing in. I could have gone to the left as well, but I see our battleships pushing out right there, so assuming he has a plan. And we're just going to keep dropping him. That's because Izumo is so tanky. I want to help my team get rid of him quicker. And this is the good thing about, like, for me, if you look at my profile, player stats, to see how good I am in CVs in random battles, I suck. I played one CV random battle, like, I think a week ago. I lost that one. But before then, I hadn't played CVs in random matches for, gosh, it's been months. Because, like, my win rating, when I take a CV out, and I haven't played CV a lot in randoms, is like, it's 48%, right? Or something like that. I'm bad. And I've been spending a lot of time in co-op, in ops, just to focus on getting better with carriers, with lining up the drops more accurately, which you kind of saw a little bit of fruit of that labor at the beginning. With dropping torpedoes, because sometimes I drop torpedoes too close and they wouldn't arm. So just critiquing myself on that. So all these different things that you can do for myself that's helped me, I feel like, improve my CV playing capabilities. But we'll have to see if that ends up actually coming to fruition or not. Now, you may have noticed that our friendly battleship just, I don't know what he's doing. He's just playing Ring Around Rosie around the island when he didn't need to in the first place. So he's basically out of the fight. And now I'm going to take up torpedo bombers again. And getting rid of the Koenig here. He's actually sitting still right now. Is his engine knocked out? No, he's got his engine. Get a good hit there. Let's see, do we end up actually getting a piece of him here, or does he die before? She's taking a lot of punishment now, as the other battleship's almost dead. And that's gonna wrap this one up. And that is gonna take us in 5-starring this operation. Yes, so indeed we did 5-star that operation. And going into the main post-battle results screen, we're going to end with almost 220,000 credits, 3,391 XP, 383 XP, with getting C-star, and I believe that's assistant with over 155,000 damage, 4 destroyed, and 12 set on fires, notable here. So, pretty good op, I would say, stat-wise for a ranger. We're actually going to top the team. Okay, I lied when I said I thought the Fubuki did really good. He did okay in the beginning there, but we're going to get a 1,325 base experience, and having the Dallas and Bayern in New Mexico follow that up. And then looking at the detailed report, you can kind of see the damage right out there, that we did a significant chunk on the Izumo between the dive bombers and that torpedo dive bomber squadron, and 184,000 credits with premium account all said and done. So yes, so I hope you liked this battle and kind of showcasing off a little bit of Rangers' capabilities in defensive naval station Newport. As for me, it's a good place to practice and hone my CV skills more. I'm hoping when I begin soon-ish, take CVs more out in random battles. I have the Tier 8 Lexington. That fortune will favor me. Granted, I'm not saying that operations is exactly like random battles, because there's different things going on there that you have to be noteworthy as a CV player, and how to best help your team with spotting, focusing certain targets that are weaker, and isolating targets, so on and so forth. But in ops, you can work on your skills a bit more when it comes to more of the basic things, such as drops and so on and so forth. So if you liked today's battle, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more, and if you have already subscribed, thanks so much as we continue to grow the community here. So until next time, take care.